everyone, welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. My name is David Oni, and my YouTube channel is what is David Oni with. Today we're going to look at something different, something prolific, and I'll be talking about the issue of what of security consciousness. You will agree with me that while you are making money, you are making your millions, your billions, and your dollars and your euros and the rest of them. There is a need for you to protect yourself from the menace of kidnappers, because kidnapping has become the trend in the world, and it has become like a pandemic all over the world today. So while you are making your money, how can you be security conscious and protect yourself from the menace of these kidnappers that are lurking all around like a night marauders every day? So let us look at what we mean, or what we consider security consciousness, or how to be security conscious. You see, when you talk about security consciousness, it's about being in the state of of discrepancies in situations of our surroundings. So what do I mean by discrepancy? Discrepancy means what? Differences. When there is a difference in the situation of the environment, then there is a need for you to be security conscious. Then it also means noticing people who behave strangely. When you notice that some people are behaving strangely in your environment, you need to be security conscious, or any other thing that is different from what is usual in your surrounding. Then you have to be security conscious. You have to be alert. So being security conscious is important in this century. If you want to be alive, if you want to avoid paying ransom for your release, you have to be security conscious in this century. So being security conscious is important in this century, that communities across the world are battling, is a worldwide phenomenon now, are battling with different forms of criminal activities which distort peace and security and hinders physical, political, socio-economic growth and development. So the issue of security is very, very indispensable. It's very, very important. So if you want growth, if you want economic development, you want to facilitate physical, political, socio-economic development in a society, then you have to be security conscious. So being security conscious empowers individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to protect their lives and their communities, as well as being aware of the dangers, threats, and risk in our environment. They are all the environment is pervaded by risk. So we need to be security conscious. We need to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Do you understand? We need to protect ourselves and our loved ones. So the challenges of insecurity is a key issue. So security challenges such as theft, fraud, courtesan, kidnapping, banditry, insurgency, terrorism, and rituals are global pandemic, like I said before, that continues to distort world peace. You understand now? So it has been disturbing world peace, and it has become a nationalistic discussion that people are discussing about it every day. And even as I'm talking now, government is having series of meetings on how to stop kidnapping in our own part of the world. So while you are making your money, I beg, protect yourself. So it should be noted that these problems are as a result of some point which I'm going to talk about. Because when you talk about insecurity, there are some cardinal things that are responsible for insecurity. Number one of them is challenges of fostering genuine accountability and political incentives for security and justice reform. You understand now? So when there is no accountability, when there is no political incentives, or where there's what we call kleptocracy, or what I call political instability, or when you have economic vampires in a country that are meant to siphon, to embezzle, to swallow the natural resources of the country at the expense of the majority, you will discover that people will take laws into their hands, and they will engage in this art of fraud, of theft, of kidnapping, of banditry, of all sorts of political, socio-economic menace that will hamper or distort development. So then another one is tension within and between communities involving marginalized group. When some group of people feels that they are being marginalized by the government, or their interest is not being catered for by the government, they will resort into the issue of what I've stated so far. Then number three is what? Is what I call lack of what? Of effective model for providing security. When the security apparatus is weak or there is no effective model that can what? That can effect, the protection of lives and property, then these vices are going to develop. Then what I call, lack of decent opportunities for income and income generation and better livelihood. When there's no opportunities for better income and livelihood and improved standard of living, people will resort to all sort of what of a menace. They will constitute what I call security nuisance. You understand now? Because they want to survive at any means. Then another one, number five, is what I call dialectic, materialistic nature of the society. Where people flaunt their wealth on the social media. I have cars, I have houses, they flaunt money, dollars, euros on the internet. What happens is that a lot of people, a lot of youth are going to feel, man, it's time for me to also be like these guys. They want to be like them, but they don't have the resources to be like them. So they want to get that resources at all costs. So it will result to what I call a grab society, where insecurity is going to pervade or characterize such a particular society. Then we also have what we call gender inequality and its potential to feed into what we call gender-based violence. That's one of the reasons that will lead to insecurity. Then they need to integrate former combatants into communities. In fact, this is the problem in Nigeria. That government now, they are giving amnesty to former combatants, that they should be integrated into the society. But in most cases, most of these guys, they end up going back to their vomit, and they constitute what we call insecurity in our society. So in communities where people are increasingly becoming victims of criminal activities, it is important to become security conscious. When insecurities bedevils a particular communities, instability, and confusion setting in the absence of peace and security sabotage. So all forms of development and socio-political disorder, violence, poverty will characterize such a society. So security is very, very important. I'm begging you, security is very, very important. You have to protect yourself. Now, how can you be security conscious? That's why this topic is very, very important. You need to listen to it, because I've given so many points which I'm going to quickly talk about them. Number one, you must avoid keeping late hours. You must avoid keeping late hours. I could remember some time ago, I used to work, go home very late in the night. Sometimes I'll get home around 1 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m. in the morning. There was a day I got home around 3 a.m. in the morning. I felt I was a superman, that there was nothing that could happen to me. But I had a very bad, pathetic experience, one or two times that made me to make up my mind that I must not be working in the night, late hours. So avoid keeping late hours. Then be alert. Most of us, we are always docile or we get carried away anytime we are in our environment. You need to be very alert. If you notice any changes in your environment, then you need to leave that environment immediately. Number three is that you must avoid being predictable. Most of us are very predictable. People can predict you. They know when you eat. They know when you go out. They know when they know when you go clubbing. They know when you are going to come back from work. You must not be predictable. People should not be able to predict you. Most times when I leave home in my area, I don't even allow anybody to know. I just carry as if maybe I'm taking a stroll. Then I leave the area. Even when I'm coming back, people hardly notice that I enter into that area. I avoid all those kind of things. So you must not be predictable. Another one is that you must learn to keep some secrets. You must learn to keep some secrets. Some people, whenever they make some things on the social media, they make some money, they come out to flaunt those affluence. They come out to flaunt those, things, so that people can know them that they have actually arrived. Such a thing will endanger your security. So avoid, so you must learn to keep some certain things secret. Then number five is that you must watch your use of social media. In fact, social media is a platform where a lot of people get into problem now. They come to the social media to flaunt their wealth, to flaunt their money, that they have arrived and all those kind of things. This is one of the areas kidnappers are using to get people now. So if you are the kind of person that you always like to flaunt your wealth on social media. You take pictures beside a car. In fact, there was a guy that was killed some time ago last year because of this issue. Not in Nigeria, I think in Britain or maybe in US. Because of the use of the social media, because he was flaunting his wealth. At the end of the day, when they got to his house, they discovered that even the wristwatch that he was flaunting on the social media was even fake. But it was too late. They killed him. They just wasted this guy's life just like that. You understand now? So you have to be very careful. Don't flaunt your wealth on social media. Don't flaunt your wealth on social media. Then another one is that sometimes you have to use pepper spray. Pepper spray. You know, sometimes when you are working in an environment where you think that you are not safe, I think you have to go along with what I call pepper spray. In case somebody wants to attack you, you can spray that pepper spray on the person's eyes, and before you know, you can quickly run for your dear life before you are what? Before you become a victim of what? Of kidnapping or theft or burglary or anything. Then another one is that if you are cornered, relinquish your valuables. If you discover that you are being cornered, what do I mean by being cornered? They have captured you. Don't struggle with them. Don't fight with them. Just give them whatever they will like. Because some people like they want to defend themselves. I am Jet Li, I'm Van Damme, I have to act. I can't give my money to these guys. They will just waste you for nothing. They will just kill you for nothing. So relinquish those valuables when you are being cornered. Then another one, number 8, is what you have to cram what I call emergency numbers. Some of us don't even know our wife's numbers. We don't even know our sister's numbers. We don't even know our father's numbers. We don't even know our mother's numbers. You need to learn to cram those emergencies numbers. You need to have a DPO's number crammed in your head. You need to have emergency numbers crammed in your head. You understand now? So that in case you have an emergency or your life is at stake, you can quickly call for help. You understand now? Then number 9, don't use ATM, after 10:30 p.m. Some people, they want to show off again. They'll go to an ATM in the night. In fact, I could remember when I was teaching, one of my colleagues had this encounter. He went to the ATM in the night, I think in Agege or something like that. And as he was drawing, somebody just, put a gun beside and said, your money or your life. And that was how that guy lost everything. And that day was, I think, December 24. They collected everything from his hand. He could not celebrate Christmas at that time because of that incident. So don't use your ATM in the night. Don't go and withdraw money in the night. It's very, very dangerous. Then number 10, be careful when helping strangers with a lift. Some of us want to be a very good Samaritan. You will help people with lift. Let me help them. They are stranded at the bus stop. Let me help them. Some of them are armed robbers. Some of them are kidnappers. They will end up what? Robbing you. You understand now? So avoid, giving people, a lift in the night or any time of the day, because you can fall a victim. Then number 11, make an inquiry before relocating to a particular area. If you want to park to any area, make an inquiry about that area. That area may be a kidnapper's den, or it might be an area where you have a lot of miscreants or night marauders. So find out before you park to that area that you want to park into. Because some of us, you want to put that you're a big boy. I want to move. Money has come. Let me move to another area. I want to share my status. Find out before you move to that area whether that area is safe or not, for your own safety. So it's very, very important. Then another one is that you must maintain a very good relationship with your neighbors. Some of us want to live alone. I don't want to have anything with anybody. I want to live alone. I don't want to do anything with my neighbor. Your neighbor may be your savior. It might be this person that will save you when you have a problem. So always maintain a very good relationship with your neighbors. Do you understand now? Then another one, which is number 13, is that you must never walk alone in the night, or never walk alone in a shady area at night. I could remember one day I was coming back from work. I think that day was around at 1:30 a.m. in the night. It got to a point that I got to a particular part of the area. The whole place was dark, and I was contemplating, should I move on or should I wait? And I decided, my instinct told me that if you move into that dark area, your life is in danger. So I had to go and, lodge in an hotel that night. 1:32 a.m. in the morning. I lodged in the hotel. I slept in that hotel before I continued my journey the following day. Because who knows, if I had continued that journey, maybe I would have been I would have been a victim of a kidnapping or ritual. So be very, very careful. So don't walk alone in the night, most especially in the shady area. Then put a fence in your house. Put a fence in your house. It's very, very important as well. You must fence your house. Don't just build a house, just like that without putting a fence. Put a fence in your house. You understand? Apart from putting a fence, put a dog in your house. Put a Alsatian dog or some Rottweiler, all those terrible dogs. Put them in your house. In the night, release them. Let them be roaming the compound. because most times, in fact, they'll help you to wake up whenever there's a problem in the night. In fact, I can't remember how many times my dogs have woken me up in the night. They'll start barking whenever there's a strange thing happening in the compound. They'll start barking, and I usually, rise up and go and check the compound to know what is actually going on. But that does not mean that you must open your door. Don't open your door. If there's anything strange happening in the middle of the night, don't open your door, because if you open your door, they might be beside your door and they will attack you. So don't open your door at that moment. You can just peep through your window and see what's actually happening. So don't open your door. So then another number 15 is don't text and walk. Most people will be texting. They want to show up. They'll be texting. They'll be walking on the street. They'll be texting their phone. They'll be texting their friends, and they are walking. They will snatch your phone away from you. They will attack you. So be very alert every time. Then number 16, use reliable network service. In fact, I'm having this problem in my area that I have to get rid of some network line that I'm using, because whenever I'm told that network will not work, I don't want to mention them. This country is a very cataclysmic country. It's an iconoclastic country. I don't know what is going on. Our SEC is not doing enough regarding this. How can you be paying for a service, and at the end of the day, you cannot make a phone call with your line? It is very pathetic. It's very miserable. What a country. This is very, very bad. So you must use a line that is that is functional and that is alive. Don't use a line that is dead. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Don't use a line that is dead. I will look into that area myself. Then, so another one is our number 17. Don't live far away from your families. Some people will say, because I want to escape family problem, let me live far away from my family. It is not good. Live close to your family. So another one is that you must avoid taking drugs and alcohol. When you take drugs and alcohol, you are not always conscious. At that moment, you could be attacked. Then don't move, with cash. Avoid taking a lot of cash with you whenever you are moving in the night or any time of the day. A lot of people are fall victim of this because of the cash in their hand. They will always attack you. And if you are going with the cash, dress shabbily. Don't dress to attract people, because it is one of the ways through which they can notice that you have money on you. So don't dress in a way that will attract people, for them to be able to know that you have money on you. Then you must have a first aid in your house. You must have a first aid. You might be attacked, or there's an emergency that might happen in your house that you need to treat yourself or to treat your loved ones. So make sure there is a first aid in your house every time. Then Then whenever you are leaving your house again, please unplug those appliances you are not leaving. A lot of people that have lost their lives and they have lost their properties and their loved ones, because they always switch on their appliances even when they are not at home. If you are not at home, there's nobody at home. Switch off everything. Switch it off to avoid calamity and catastrophe. The other one, which is number 20, is avoid staying late at work. Some people, after leaving work, they'll go to beer parlor and start drinking to stupor. They'll get drunk. They will constitute a nuisance. At the end of the day, you become a victim. They will rob you. They will rob you at the end of the day. When you do such a thing, they will rob you at the end of the day. Then another one is that you must avoid a lift from a stranger. Whenever a stranger is telling you that, let me give you a lift, don't enter that vehicle. It might be a trap. It might be a trap. Don't enter that vehicle. So that is number 25. Then keep your loved ones informed about your movement. Wherever you are going, let them know wherever you are going. Let them know. Some people will tell them that they are going to Lagos. They will find them in Abuja. If anything happens, how will they be able to locate you or know where your whereabouts when you are not sincere with yourself? Sometimes I'll be in a public bus and some people will tell, maybe it's going to Oshodi. It will be telling the person that's in Beggar. How is Oshodi related with Beggar? If anything happens at that moment, they'll be looking for you in Beggar. God forbid. So you must be sincere with yourself and let people know your movement wherever you are going. Not everybody, but your loved ones, they must know your movement. If anything happens, they'll be able to locate you. Then number 27, be vigilant while boarding a bus. Be vigilant when you are entering a bus. If you notice anything strange in that bus, don't enter that bus. Be very, very vigilant when you are entering a bus. Then avoid cars or cabs that are tinted with glasses. If you have a car that is tinted, don't enter that car. It is It's a sign of Of a bad omen. Then avoid traveling at night. Some people say, I like traveling at night. That's when I like moving, so that I can get to my destination in time. It is very, very dangerous. Don't travel at night. Then lastly, always make sure you keep object for self-defense. Keep an object for self-defense. I don't know the kind of object that you might have to use for self-defense, maybe pepper spray, but keep an object for self defense. In case of anything, you'll be able to use that object or to defend yourself and run for your dear life. So on this note, I'm going to stop on what on the how to be security conscious. If you never subscribe, go subscribe to our channel now. I beg we dey beg you, subscribe now. Watch our videos, share our videos, and leave your comment on how to serve you better. Till meet next time, I remain your humble, loyal, dedicated, transparent, honest, pragmatic, industrious, incentive, and what an inventive and what an innovative personality, David Oni. And my YouTube channel is what is David Oni Wiz. So subscribe now. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye bye.